The following episode is littered with Naruto and Boruto spoilers. No, like that. There's way too many to count. Deaths, fight scenes, character details, everything. I'm just telling you now so that you know what you're about to get into. So, in the words of my amazing friend Naomi, proceed with caution.
Welcome back into the courtroom.
Thank you.
We're here for the semi-finals.
We're in the court.
We are in the court.
We're in the court.
All right.
Happy to be in the court.
Always happy to be in the court.
I donated money to her campaign, so hopefully
Whose campaign?
He donated to you.
to her campaign,
yeah.
her campaign to get her elected
guess
as
just keep
judge
her
of the
focused.
She just got back from
anime
Dubai.
court.
Yeah. I won. So we're back. Great. Welcome
Wearing
back, guys.
a Dubai shirt. Thank you for your donation.
All right. Okay. So I have a question. We're in the semi-finals. No big deal. Don't sweat it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is what you're going to be discussing.
Okay.
Who deserved more screen time? And now we're going to do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins can choose whether they go first. Oh, okay.
Wait, where's Thea?
I don't know. Where did Thea go?
Oh, I don't like this question.
You don't like it?
I don't like this question. And I mean, we could do it. We could do it. But I don't like this question.
Okay.
Can you
Sorry.
help them out and choose between Naruto and Shippuden?
What?
Where you get to choose. I think that was like shortening it for you.
No, we can keep it broad. I don't like the question because it's limited by the writing as well. It's limited by the writer, right?
Doesn't that give the question more heat though?
I think it takes away because like I could give somebody more screen time, but if they're written the same, there's no progression.
But that's the reasoning, right? Isn't that the argument? You could like, who deserved more screen time?
Andre, speak it from like the characters are progressing as you
Oh,
see them.
as if I can see them progressing. Okay,
Yes.
we can do it. We can do it.
Not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
writing aspect.
Okay.
The characters themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if given more screen time, who would have earned it?
All right.
Deserving of it and why?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh
Yes.
wow. Wait. Give me like 2 seconds. There's so many people that deserve more. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All right. You would to go first?
No, I'll
Would you
give
like Julian to go?
first.
Okay.
I'll give Julian first.
Oh, okay. Well,
Julian, when you're ready.
thank you so much for giving me this first turn. I have to give you a props for that.
Anytime, Julian.
Well, understand that this answer obviously is very easy.
Yeah.
Kimamaru, the wonderful gentleman with the bones, he is one of the wonderful curse mark people that was supposed to be Orochimaru's vessel. However, he died. And though he was the best of the best and he was giving Gaara and Rock Lee that work, I honestly believe that he could have really been a true vessel. Yeah, he had a curse mark. So team curse mark over here. He got hold. Thank you. He got hold.
That's 30 seconds, and you do have 2 minutes for this one if you
We
have
got
any.
2 minutes for
It's
this?
the semi-finals. It's a big deal.
Talking about that fight, I don't understand the people debate if Rock Lee won or not. I don't want to. I don't want to get into the debates of if Rock Lee won or not. And that was a great fight of him doing the drunk stuff. However, Kimamaru still came out and was fighting these people. And after he got assistance from Gaara, he still survived the Sea of Sand. And you're just like, whoa. Say what? Nobody survives the Sea of Sand. It was like, was it a massive sand coffin, I believe it was?
You ever hit a sand burial on it?
Oh, it was close to it. So I got to give my man his props. I do think he was hoed, as my brother said. And I do think that he's owed more sympathy at time. I think regardless of writing, if you gave him more time, he truly is someone that you can definitely say he would have been a big problem. Would he have been an anti-hero? Would he have been a villain? Either way you write it, dude's badass. Thank you very much.
All right, nice.
And I could give up my time.
He said I give it.
Good. I am an actor.
All right. Ready when you are.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Thank you for sharing.
Church
I feel
boy.
mean. Like,
Thank you for sharing.
Hashtag church boys. We're
Hashtag
kind. We are kind and considerate.
Yes. May I reclaim my time as well?
yeah. Oh, yes, you may. Yes, you
yeah.
may.
Have they started? Oh, my
And
Oh.
go.
I like your answer, but I'm going to say Shikamaru.
Oh.
And I say this because when we talk about someone who went from someone who was not really seen as much into someone who became the Hokage at one point when our original main character was nowhere to be found eventually, right? No, we have to talk about the whole span of everything, right? So when we talk about a character like this, he's so tactical, right? Someone who became a leader and who has those leadership qualities and who can take a whole nation to where they need to be on a logistical sense, right? I think he deserved more time because how did he get to those conclusions, right? I mean, obviously his father was extremely smart, right? But he went through a lot of loss. He lost his leader, right? And then you have to then become the leader that you lost. How do you do that, right? He lost his father, like he lost so much. So how do you then become something that you no longer have, right? And I think we have to look at that also as a man. What does that do to somebody, especially in a time where people are doing nothing but killing one another, right? So I think he needed more time because I wanted to see how he grew, what brought him to his conclusions. We saw him fight Hidan, did a great job, finished it with "I'm your god now," taking his power back from the person who killed his master, right, or his teacher. So yeah, I think I wanted more time from him. Yeah, he's a great teammate as well. He listens and he can admit when he's wrong. And he was and last thing, he was best friends. He was best friends with Naruto when no one else would be. So I think aside from Naruto being strong, we have someone who took action regardless of what everyone else said. Right, and I think that makes a great leader, and a great person and a human being. And
10 seconds.
So yeah.
Well, I can't hate your answer.
Wow.
Cannot hate
Okay,
your
that was good.
Okay.
I
Jury.
do like your answer too, though.
I like that.
Oh yeah, damn! Let's get it down to the wire.
I like your answer.
I like your answer.
I like your answer.
I gotta go with Andre. I for sure gotta go with Andre. I agree with that fully. But like, I really love Kirimaro. Yes,
Same.
great villain. But Shikamaru really gave Naruto a chance nobody else did. So.
But also,
Well,
We got you. We got you.
Yeah.
yeah,
She is part of the jury.
No,
Yeah, she is part of
I
the
am
jury.
give her
part
jury.
of
No,
the
go ahead.
jury.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give your jury answer. Give your
So,
jury answer. Give your jury answer.
technically, right? Do we really love Shikamaru because we already know so much about Shikamaru because he did get a lot of screen time? Because the question really
He's
is,
one of the main cast.
he is one of the main cast.
I didn't screw myself. I'll talk about that in a second.
No,
I'll
but
talk
this
about
is why. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
I
go
figured
ahead.
you had an answer to this.
Go ahead.
But yeah, it's because we all love Shikamaru, so we're like, yeah, gang, right? But we know a lot about him already, so it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, he did deserve more screen time. However, in comparison to yours, it's like, there's so many more what ifs because he didn't get a lot more screen time. So
That's why y'all clash.
Ah.
That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying. You started off good, but then you said too many good moments.
Watch, I got you. I'll break
Come back to me.
I like this answer.
Come back
I
to
like
me.
this
I'll break
answer.
it down for you.
is
I like this answer.
he had a really good point. I'm changing my answer.
Go ahead.
No, you can't do that. Stand on
Hold
your
on,
ground.
what
Stand
did he
10
say?
toes.
Back to me.
Okay.
I'll break it down for you. I got
I'm
you.
gonna lean towards Kimimaro for the simple
Yeah.
fact of you had a solid argument, and I mean it. But Shikamaru, we got to see Shikamaru. He actually had a lot of screen times because screen time isn't just you directly on screen; it's the characters you're connected to. We got to see a lot of his father. We got to learn a lot of his history. We got to see the connection he had with relations and see him lose loss. That counts as screen time. We got to feel for him. Kimimaro, all we had was he was abused. His history is his clan died by disease. He's suffering from disease. And the closest thing we had to hype him up to give, no one really had sympathy for him because that washed out very quickly with the fight. And the only thing left for him and why people would want to see him more is because we watched him push two characters to the point where people still argue if he lived, would Gaara and Rock Lee be alive?
True.
Because he pushed Gaara to the point where Gaara himself said, sand is not even second nature to me now. Like, I cannot feel the sand. You know what I'm saying? And if the question is who deserves more screen time, Shikamaru's already ahead in that race in the sense of he already has way more. You know what I'm saying? Kimimaro, it's like you kind of gave us a character with a history and then his own speech about what he was going through, how he saw Orochimaru, even though we know Orochimaru is horrible, he saw Orochimaru as light. We never got to see the more depths of interaction with that. It's vague. We got to see moments of it in jail. So solid argument, but I'm going to go with Kimimaro.
I appreciate it.
Talk, save the debate for later, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Andre and Shikamaru because if Kimimaro got more screen time, it would have just been like filler episodes on his backstory, or Rock Lee and Gaara wouldn't exist because he would have killed them. Shikamaru though, I love Shikamaru. I want to see more Shikamaru. Heck, I'd watch a show if it was called Shikamaru. So Shikamaru, Andre.
There is that show. It's called Boruto, and they hold my boy Shikamaru.
No, he said it himself to count. I don't care what he said.
I mean, it counts.
How can you not when he's defending that argument? He said
Can I
it counts.
talk? Can I talk?
Sorry, you're right.
Okay. I agree with Julian because of what everyone's been saying. We saw Shikamaru go through a whole arc, got his revenge, then become an uncle to his dead master, his kid. Asuma's kid is now who he's training. Like, we've seen, and now he's number 2 in the village. He's Naruto's second in command. So we've seen his full story. It'd just be fun to see Shikamaru, but we don't need to know more of his story.
Technically, his screen time's on the way.
Like, I'd even say Neji more than Shikamaru at that point.
Yeah. He
Okay.
checked out too early.
That's where they messed up their writing, and I feel like that's when they decided to bring in Kaguya.
But that's just our opinions. Y'all can debate now.
All right, yeah.
Big time.
It's okay if
You
I
guys-
So good.
Respond to the.
Oh,
Okay,
Josiah
okay.
has
Yes.
you better come back to Josiah.
Oh yeah.
Andre Shikamaru.
Yeah.
Good argument.
Okay,
I can respond. Okay,
Wayne,
I'll
you
make
ready?
it quick. I'll make it quick.
ready?
Yeah.
This
Go.
is a kind debate.
I'll make it
Debate.
quick. I think we also have to remember what it means to tell a story and what an arc actually is, right? Although you saw the beginning and the end and maybe some pieces in the middle, maybe a few. What happens is if you try to look at it as, oh, that's the whole thing, we forget what really made characters great in the in-between moments we didn't see. Like what moments didn't we see that made Naruto say, yeah, I can really be Hokage? You know, like, so, and if we go from a what if standpoint, I could take anyone and say what if. What if I got more of Orochimaru's students or test subjects, right? What would they have become? I could say they could have done X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the third. If I got to see more Tailed Beast, I could see their arc. We saw Kuruma's arc, right? That was a full arc. We saw all of his emotions, but I can't go off the what if. I can only say what would have made the story more impactful. That's I can only say what would have made the story more impactful, and because I can say this question is about screen time, he didn't get enough of it to fully justify everything about why and why was he chosen to be Hokage, and I think I wanted to see more of that.
All right, Julian.
Okay, Shikamaru is my favorite character because he is the best and he is the most intelligent. However, he reached all the milestones early that he was supposed to reach, so we already know about him. The time skipped every time he reached the milestone. So he was the smartest. He could easily beat Tamari. He didn't because he didn't care. Oh, he got the Jonin the fastest. We don't really see that journey because we already know it's Shikamaru. He already did it, and that's how everything in the story went. We already know he reached these milestones. And if we look back, he really didn't have much of a painful story compared to all the other people. He got to actually live with his dad. He actually know his dad, even though his dad was one of the main generals and people. He still was able to interact with his dad, though he was closer to his master. He still did not have the most painful story out of anybody in the series. Though I don't know what the Nara clan must go through to understand their shadows, and that's most likely because their emotions are low because they probably saw some dark. However, his story, he's so good, and the thing that he's not given is the true power level, and they throw his power down. We already know all the stuff we need to know about Shikamaru. It's just he deserves to be Hokage because Hokage shouldn't be the most powerful, because Hokage needs to be the person who's able to logistically, as you said, take care of the people in the village. And Naruto and most other people are hobo Hokages. Other than they are hobos too. They are horrible Hokages. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But aside from Kakashi, but I think Kakashi was the perfect mixture of power and intelligence. I think that he has given enough screen time, Shikamaru, but his power goes down. Just with how they're talking about the the what ifs of how you're saying what if can happen with any character. The true what if is, okay, would this person be an anti-hero? Would they be a villain? Would he go after Orochimaru and believe in his and truly believe in what Orochimaru was saying, or would he turn on him? I think that is a stronger view of what the possibilities that could
Last
happen.
thing. Can I respond to that very last thing?
Last thing.
The last thing you said about Orochimaru's ideals, we saw that they didn't work. Right, we saw that they.
That's not what I said.
No,
no.
But in him talking about wanting to see if he would have fought back or not, we know that people did. We know that people didn't for their own various reasons. I mean, we had Sasuke who came in and was like, "Oh, I'm going to kill you now," but then didn't, and he was left alive. We saw the other guy who could create wood out of his arm
because he wasn't given the information.
Well, no.
So we have to know. He is a murderer. But Itachi's a murderer too.
I want to talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Itachi's a murderer.
That is actually not factual. That is factual. That is factual.
Regardless of.
I appreciate that.
Damn, I was like going back and forth every time y'all spoke. That's
That was a really good one. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I originally was going down this path, but I feel like I don't know. I was going back and forth between both of y'all. I think I have to go with Julian. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know it was tough.
That was really.
That was
That's what
really
I
tough.
But you guys could have gone forever. I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know who these people are, but yeah, that makes sense. Morals and
Yeah. Morals and stuff.
dad's dying and stuff.
I'm a Shikamaru fan.
Yeah, I get it. Sensei's dying. Great.
Okay, semi-final number 2. Welcome back
Nothing but respect for you, sir, but you're going down.
to the anime courtroom.
Oh, I can't wait for this one. Okay.
All right.
It will be
No.
simple.
The question is, what is the best fight in Naruto? And you will do rock, paper, scissors, and then you decide whether you want to go
This is
first or
perfect.
second. Oh no.
Technically 3, depending on the context you're asking from. Action, visually.
Wait for the time. Wait for the time.
And I'm just gonna say one more time.
Yeah,
Protect my baby. No touchy.
Well, can I ask that, or is it we just pick in general? Can we?
What
ask,
was the
like,
question? Sorry.
The context, or what are we pulling context for best fight?
In best fight?
Overall,
Like what makes best fight?
Are we?
I guess it's depends, right? Like on what you think a best fight is.
Just
Is it
what we think?
choreography?
Yeah.
Is it like story-driven character? I don't know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
because
about. But
technically,
yeah,
for that then
Got it.
I
choreo. Yeah. So it could be whatever you just need to sell it, I guess. Sell the fight, the scene.
Yeah,
Set the
sell the
scene.
fight.
Because I ain't seen these.
do that.
Cool.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
That. All right. Would you like to go first? Okay.
You go first.
Sim's going first.
Oh god.
Give me a second. Got it.
All right. 3,
Hope you don't pick mine.
2, 1.
Itachi and Sasuke.
Oh.
I'm going with Itachi and Sasuke over the Jiraiya fight for the fact of it takes us away from the main character and gives us a deeper, more emotional connection to a story that has more severity than the main character. Getting to see Itachi's conclusion and the revelation of the truth of why he killed the clan, not just for his brother, not just for the village, but for the longer plot for what he knew Madara was coming to. The creator himself saying I needed to kill off Itachi because there would be no war if he was there. That fight also extended to Kabuto's region because we got to see it go from you're against me brother to 2 brothers unify and complete the fight because we thought it was over but it never was. Itachi had planned to reanimate himself to face Kabuto, learning that everything he did was to push Sasuke to get his eye, but never he had to also pretend to be after him because he knew that's the curse of the village, but then sacrifice himself at the right point to prove I did this all for you, giving his brother the right pathway to the full Mangekyo Sharingan through loss of self-sacrifice versus loss of killing someone I love. Which then gave him the tenfold to unlock all the abilities. Also seeing him then fight Orochimaru to protect his brother. He knew Orochimaru wanted his brother's body because it was the perfect vessel. It had the curse mark. Orochimaru has always been after the Sharingan. So who better to get it from than a compatible Uchiha? And we this whole time thought he was after his eyes, and then he rips out the Sukuna blade, which is a perfect sealing weapon. He seals away Orochimaru, which is also doing a double onto him from the first Hokage removing his summoning hands. So Orochimaru was completely domesticated after that. And on top of that, all the emotional weight, learning that this hate that we shared with him for Itachi got relieved to where the tide turned, where you had people who thought he was cool just because I'm a bad guy, but then it went like, oh, you took on so much for so many, not just your brother, but for everybody.
Wow.
Amen.
Like
Oh
the
my
war
gosh.
was turned tide strictly because of that fight led on forward.
Oh. Okay.
That's it.
Dope.
Yeah. All right. Ready with you all? Go.
Well, mine is like I said earlier. I think Naruto peaked at the Pain arc, and I think Naruto versus Pain is the complete story of Naruto. It's where all Naruto dreams come true. He said he wanted to be accepted by everybody. When Pain destroyed the village, the first person Sakura called was Naruto. Not Kakashi, not Jiraiya, Naruto. He comes in, one of the most epic scene returns. He's got Toad Sage, got a toad on him, on a toad, on another toad, with a toad over here and a toad over there. It's just like, we ready to squabble.
Squabble up.
It's like,
Squabble up.
and everybody knew what they were supposed to do. And after that whole fight, the village accepted him. That was the whole arc of Naruto ending right there. Before that, nobody wanted to be around him except for Hinata and Shikamaru. But I said Shikamaru. But after that, he was carried on the back of his teacher, thinking he was just going back to a village that hated him, and they accept him as the hero. After all that, it's just filler to me. I love Madara. I love the whole war arc, but after that, it's just filler. It's a complete story right there. They see Naruto, the kids, the people that hate him in the school, the Chunin exams, all the old people, they embrace him and throw him up in the air. They could have freeze framed it and Naruto would have been over and I would have been fine. Because that's the complete story of Naruto. What he said is great, but what did it lead to? A terrorist.
10 seconds. Was that it? All right.
That's like the perfect ending to that.
All right. Jury, quick
Ooh, okay.
fire.
So that's really difficult because you guys obviously both had good points. But
Yeah.
why would you lean in on Sakura's opinion for any first of all?
Even though
That's a
we
rhetorical
hate her,
question.
you
But
remember,
even so,
No, he has a good point.
even though you hate,
no, but here's the thing with that.
it was
the
her only
Sakura
good
thing.
moment.
Sure, right. But here's the thing with that. She's also used that in other times to try and get what she wanted. So
But
realistically,
that's the only time she didn't. Though.
I don't trust the I don't know.
I'm sorry.
But
my
anyways,
bad.
but I mean, to the whole point of the whole terrorist thing,
It was good. Yeah, thank you.
the whole point of the terrorist thing that you were saying, like, yeah, okay, true, but a lot of the story, like sometimes Naruto wasn't really that interesting, and people cared more about Itachi and Sasuke than they did them.
Itachi. You can stop there.
Right, and so you're gonna want a conclusion of something. So there was an actual conclusion because it meant something, and it could have not that the Naruto thing didn't, but it did mean something. And then even if when he was a terrorist, it did lead to other things too. You know what I mean? So it didn't it just
More
stopped
terrorism.
there. But you know what I'm saying? It didn't just stop there. It didn't just stop there. So I am gonna go with Tim.
All right.
I thoroughly enjoyed this. Both of these, I was sitting over there like I forgot about that. Forgot about that too. However, I will go with Zim in this time.
Oh no. We both talked about this over the this is crazy. I have to go.
intimidate you.
I have to go with Zim only because when it came to the story of Naruto wasn't complete yet.
His story was.
No.
dream was
It
to be
wasn't. And let me
Roderick.
tell. I'm not going to go into the debate.
You're right.
But it wasn't complete only because the last most important part of the mission is always bringing back Sasuke. Or one of the main important reasons. And I know people will disagree with it.
Your character's words himself.
But that's what he wanted. It wasn't just Hokage. He had to do it with his best friend. But that's
Damn, that's a really good answer.
not.
You're gonna debate it.
I'm sorry. You can debate it.
Remember, this is just a jury.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Jim because literally ever since we were kids, ever since Sasuke tore up the walls with his Chidori to Itachi, and he just said neck grab. We've been wanting to see a conclusion to that fight, so I'm gonna have to go with Jim.
Okay, definitely gonna have to go with Josh. I think that really liked the Sasuke versus Itachi. However, there's level of toxicity that you have to accept with life. I love Sasuke. I think he's great. He's kind of spoiled and annoying. Is pretty much the reason most things go bad? Yes. However, we must go back to the day that he created terrorism and led to more terrorism and a level that we don't even know because we don't know what Orochimaru sent this man to do fully. And then going back to, I agree with Zim that, okay, this was something that took us away from the main story. However, there was so much going on with the Pain arc and when that final fight where I truly believe that how Josh described the story ending, not that story, but one of the stories that needed to be told. Naruto shouldn't have gone after Sasuke. Sasuke is not his best friend. He's a horrible person. Shikamaru is his best friend. And truly going after what's the positivity in an individual's life. Though he ended up going afterwards, we have to look at it like, oh, Sakura ended up going after Sasuke too, and he ended up with a horrible husband. So like, yeah, you ended up getting what you wanted at the end of the day, but that's not positive. He left you a note saying some great stuff, but he still left for 7 more months. So it's like understanding of what someone wants versus what someone needs. Definitely got to go with Joshua.
Okay.
Logic.
I'm also going to go with Josh. Both these fights have a lot of layers to them. However, I think the layers that make up the Naruto Pain fight are more enjoyable than the Sasuke Itachi stuff. So, Josh.
Okay.
The fight didn't start till like 3 episodes in.
There was
Genjutsu for the first 15 minutes.
That was cold though. That was cold. But still,
you got to see Uchihas operate at the highest frequency.
Is this a debate time?
All right.
Wait.
You guys want to start?
Yeah, I was gonna say technically they're already set.
All right.
You can,
And start debating.
Where you're going?
Yep. When you're ready, go.
loving that fight doesn't not mean it wasn't pointless. Itachi was in control the whole time, and he was going to die anyway. It was a great story.
Well, that's the whole point. No one knew that. No one thought that.
But we know that now.
But exactly now,
and he came
you know
back.
Everything now.
It wasn't an ending story.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying you know that now after the fact it was revealed, after your own opinion was proven wrong, after your own assumptions were proven wrong, you were carried all.
That's literally every story.
I know, but that's the best part about this.
But
that's
now that we know,
and on top of that,
the fight was pointless to the point where he had to come back and talk to his brother again and say, "Please do not destroy the village." That fight was like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill the village." Okay, now you told me something different. Now I want to be Hokage. Nothing about that fight led to anything good. He had to come back with the reanimation issue to tell him, please.
Told who to be Hokage? That we're not talking.
No,
Sasuke
I'm talking
Naruto,
about.
We're talking
No. Itachi, when he died, only thing Sasuke wanted to do was kill the village. He had to be reanimated and cure the Snake Boy's whole Genjutsu and like, oh.
Exactly, which was a part of Itachi's plan the whole time.
That's great, but the fight,
stated to be that
fight,
which is the fight that's pivotal. You brought up ripple effects, right?
Oh, yeah,
so if you're gonna bring up ripple effects, that's part of the ripple effect. The fight that came with Kabuto is a ripple effect because Kabuto had the ability to pull the Edo Tensei, and he knew Madara was gonna reanimate himself. Thus, he had to give Sasuke the eye to handle Kabuto enough to then reanimate himself. He put the eye inside of Naruto because he knew the other creatures would be reanimated. The ripple effect is I let my brother kill me to unlock my ability, and I know he's going to be ignorant, walk into this fight, and now I can fix everything by assisting him to, one, wake the hell up, fix his trauma, and then go assist the dude to fight what big bad is about to happen.
Guess what? My fight did.
My thing of
No. I'll let you speak.
Final words.
My fight. He became Hokage just without the title. Just without the title.
Oh, God.
A Hokage is accepting who you are.
In case you're going to argue, then you have to take.
That's literally all right. He already had it. He just needed the.
Josh, your own words. You said he fulfilled all his dreams, which is wrong.
He did fulfill all his dreams.
At the Pain Arc, no, he didn't.
He was accepted by the people.
Andre
He was Hokage.
I have to choose. Oh my god, I kind of hate that I'm in this position right now.
All I am saying.
We already said the things.
Yeah, right.
The judge must choose.
Oh my god.
She's been elected.
Yeah, please don't
By the
take
people.
this.
Don't look her in the eye. Don't look her in the eye.
I'm not looking.
You can't look her in the eye.
Oh my god.
From knowing nothing.
I'm gonna have to go with them. I'm so sorry, Josh. I hate doing this. I know. I'm so sorry. All right. Yay. I'm like, this isn't fun for me anymore. Welcome back to Anime Courtroom for the finals.
We're here for Anime Courtroom. Let's go. Let's do this.
Zim versus Julian. Here is
Julian.
what you...
Julian versus Julian.
Julian.
Against All right. Saddest death. Saddest death.
I don't want to lean on the main one.
But I don't know anything. You're just trying to sell
Oh,
me.
you're right. Yeah,
you know what I
you're
mean?
right.
Like you can
I
do the
remember
most
that.
stereotypical. Everyone chooses it.
I don't think this is really going to be much of a.
I feel like there's only one.
I feel like it's
above
more
all.
subjective.
Yeah.
And I think it's 2 fights, but I think either of them are subjective.
But yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Would you like to go first
Second.
or second? All right. Julian.
Okay. Well, I think there are definitely, like I said, 2 fights that are definitely that really stand out to me for the saddest, where I definitely was like clinching my couch as I was watching things. I was supposed to be doing my college work, and it was like Asuma's death. Definitely, as a Shikamaru fan, I felt like I explained before, him having a truly connection with him slightly over his father, because his father they definitely knew each other and definitely were very similar. But okay, that was his master, and how he witnessed it. If I think he's going to go with a different fight, but with a lot of like he witnessed your master's death, and then
Pick one.
say what?
Let's pick one death.
Oh, I picked that one.
He's picking
No, I'm just saying that. Okay, you witnessed
We're probably
it.
on the same too.
You witnessed it. It was something that, like you lit a cigarette for your dead master,
Oh.
and there was I think the level of satisfaction when he got his lick back, and the coldness of it, how you bury a man that's unkillable, and one of the coldest villains, Hidan of the Akatsuki, one of my favorite personally, and how he was able to conquer his demons after the fact, and you got the satisfaction. I think that's the saddest death. for
Okay.
myself.
All right. Okay.
Subjective answer again. Move my tie.
I think
Same.
Jiraiya's death is the
See,
saddest.
I knew exactly. Yeah.
I would say for how you pointed out, he got to witness the death of his master. Naruto was robbed of witnessing the last moment of his master. The last thing he felt was the spirit of Jiraiya touching him and passing on hope. I think the other layer to that is that Jiraiya was killed by 3 of his past students and then 6 of his past enemies. That he defeated himself, and he did not even recognize one of the bodies of pain being his student Yohiko till the very end. Having that revelation in that moment, and also you got to watch Jiraiya's own ego get shut down. Jiraiya for a long time was a person where he knew his level, his power level, which allowed him to be so goofy, flamboyant, and switch when serious. He was very good tactically. He knew when to retreat, and then this was the one time his own timing, his own ego stopped him from trusting even the sages on his shoulders. And we watched him realize in a moment like, oh, this is it. And it turned from despair to, this is it, the moment to pass the torch. Where we ourselves learn that, oh, this isn't a death we're being robbed. This is a death that's actually necessary. And it was kind of one of the hardest pills to swallow, because this prophecy that was foretold hit at that moment. The writing on the frog sending the message, the past coming full circle to Jiraiya, to him facing his demons literally in real time, and then the biggest one being of all, learning that 3 of your students that you gave everything to, and then also deserted unintentionally, but to them in a world that they were in the Rain Village, it seems as you didn't care. You know what I mean? You even went to war with their village after saving them and never came back for them. So they were forced to then turn up into the Akatsuki, into the group, and become, and not only that, Yohiko is a dead body that is controlled by Nagato, who's another student. He couldn't let go of his friend, and he had to revive his friend to then face you. So Jiraiya's death.
Okay. Jury.
Where's the mic at, man?
No, man. Uh-oh.
I'm emotional.
I was like, damn, this is very...
I get emotional with both of these deaths for
dude.
different reasons. I have to go. I don't even have to. I just like that they died. I have to go with Zim only because this was like one of those moments where everything that Naruto was supposed to become, he does, and it's in like you said, it's prophecy. It's in the book that was being written by his teacher. I think that for me, like, that hit really hard. But then, you know, we have Asuma's death,
which is just as painful.
Asuma's death was not supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen at all. And then when
you have the death that wasn't supposed to and the death that was destined.
and then when you see the blood on the needle, that moment was like written perfectly. You see it, you go over here.
It wasn't supposed to, like,
It wasn't like literally. It's literally the smallest of nicks. Someone who's so trained slipped up just once, and he
was whooping their ass.
He was whooping their ass,
and they had a true, like, oh, neither of us can really die.
If you think about it that way, it's kind of like their fights reflect each other. Like Asuma was leading and then got defeated by one slip up.
Bro,
Jiraiya was
hand
falling
to
behind,
hand.
and then right when he was about to lead, that was his slip up.
Oh, here you go. I'm passing this on, but
like, I truly think this was a subjective
It is.
debate.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, I'm not either.
I'm not going to debate with you on
either.
yours. I'm going to sit here and leave it up to the judge. I'm going to be like.
Just because, like, I feel like what he
Sheesh.
said, it's like, okay, this one was supposed to happen, this one wasn't. So, and I definitely have slightly a bias to Shikamaru. So, like, me having a stronger connection to him, I actually no, I'm not. Jury, continue. I apologize.
We're supposed to be on vacation. Y'all make me depressed. But like,
it's Naruto.
So I just feel like we've had, my personal opinion, that we had more of a personal connection to Jiraiya, and the fact that we saw a lot more of Jiraiya in the show than I would say we saw Asuna. The fact that we did see Jiraiya get killed off and betrayed from so many people that was once close to him, that hit. That he didn't even know till like last minute, and that hit.
The only thing I gotta say with Jiraiya, he was a perv.
No, yeah.
That's the
Yes.
only
Well,
thing.
I think that's his
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Not at that moment.
Hey,
Yes,
hey,
he was. You're still that moment. You are.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Zim because Jiraiya was like probably my second favorite character, and his death kind of took me completely by surprise. I was not expecting him to not be able to get away from that fight. I truly thought he was going to get away, some miraculous, Deus Ex Machina. But no, he decided to burn a message into the back of his toad and die. So, yeah, Asuma was great and all. I love Shikamaru and all that, but Jiraiya just kind of made me cry.
Damn.
Both made me cry.
I cried for both.
I cried for both.
I cried for that, Itachi, and all three.
It was the sound of the lighter.
The lighter. See,
Stop,
if you
stop right there.
if you
Stop right
light,
there.
I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Continuing
I'm
on.
sorry. I'm sorry. This debate's not going to be a debate, but so more so just talking.
I am very much so in agreement with Mr. Green here for Asuma, and only because Jiraiya's death was spoiled for me. So
I can understand that. I can
Jiraiya's
understand
death was spoiled for a lot of
understand
people.
that.
yes, so
Jiraiya's
this is
death
no
was
fault to you.
spoiled.
No,
Hey,
I
great
respect
work.
that. No.
Jiraiya's death.
Completely
It was spoiled for a lot of
If it's
people.
spoiled for you, you can't hold the same sentiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
understand that. That's completely
So-
fair.
Yeah, I was there.
That's completely fair. I am
This-
so sorry that was.
Yeah,
done.
it was.
Jiraiya's death I had experienced in 4 ways.
It was
I
a
felt
bad
like
situation.
With Jiraiya's death, I saw it coming personally.
I had to live it four times over.
So
But yes, Asuma's death was actually like not a surprise, but you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't expect that, like in that moment. So yes.
Okay. Josh.
I'm gonna go with Zim because it sounds bad, but I didn't really feel nothing for Asuma because we just met him.
they really didn't show
Like
him.
Shikamaru's revenge was
Shut up,
more impactful than his teacher's death, and I just like we were getting to know him. He taught Naruto the wind style, and then we found out he's part of a cool group, and now he's gone. Like Jiraiya was the one who took an interest in Naruto first. And that was his granddaddy. And like we knew, every time we saw Jiraiya, he won. And we like, all right, he about to go up in this village, he about to get the information, he about to get up out of here.
He was a legendary signing.
Yeah, he had a title that put fear in the hearts of the whole land. So it's like when you saw, one, he got jumped, but he didn't know. And like they just stabbed him, and he's in the water. Somebody we just like, no, he wins. He just drowns.
Damn.
And I don't think they ever found the body.
No.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
They couldn't recover it.
All right.
That's why
They cannot find the body.
That's also because they kept it that way so he couldn't be reanimated.
Right.
Cool.
The other extra to Jiraiya's death is the Tsunade effect that we saw.
Do you guys want to have this be your final discussion right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
I really don't
add
think
whatever.
I don't think it's going to be.
I truly,
Yeah,
because
whatever
I
you
knew
guys
he
want
was
to
going to
add.
choose this one, but this one, Asuma really affects me
Sorry, I can't hear
personally
you.
because I feel like it's more so going back to the who deserved more time.
Yeah.
I knew that. I believe that the fans definitely connected to Jiraiya more, but there's still a level of again, subjective. Just like this is the person who was the teacher of the smartest.
Yeah.
Who truly could have been the best ninja if he wanted to. And then he died.
He was also the Hokage's son.
He was also, yes, of course. Yes, indeed.
Third
He was third Hokage's son.
Asuna.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Jiraiya.
No.
Yeah,
So this definitely goes more so to more what if than, because I agree with Ryan with, just you started off with Jiraiya and then believing that he was going to go off into the sunset like he always does. But this mine's more so of, if we had more time, the person who trained the smartest and the best and the person who, again, I believe his power level was taken down. If the writing wasn't for Naruto, would that have been the saddest one?
That's a good argument.
Kind of is what I would say, because if you watch the show, you're most likely going to be impacted by his more, but that's my argument with that in that case. Again, not debating him because I don't believe it's a debate.
They're not to be. For me, the extras would be, again, the bigger ripple with like Tsunade was a character for so long. We saw rough and tough, and the first time we saw her break and got to see into her emotions was around Jiraiya. The history was based around Jiraiya. Even her love interest that wasn't Jiraiya was around Jiraiya. He protected her love interest out of respect and love for Tsunade. He stayed away from making moves on Tsunade because he knew what he couldn't do for Tsunade. And knowing that Tsunade herself had feelings and wanted to make a move, and then we watched her face regret in a silent way. There was this moment of where she's on top of the Okage tower just staring out, and she just knew before the news even reached her. And it's just this moment of where you see, if you recognize what pondering the what if of what could have been, you just watch her do it. And
I feel like she knew before you left, honestly.
No, she knew before she left, but I think it was more of the moment when she knew it, she could feel it happen. Like the moment we saw the spirit touch Naruto, it was next Tsunade.
So connected.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Well, yeah, well,
Okay.
they were together. They were the both. She was a part of the 3 legendary signing. Not only that, we even later on in Boruto, there's a moment where Orochimaru looks at Boruto and Naruto and mentions parts of Jiraiya of that. So even him later on reminiscent after his moment of developing, which I felt like should have been done then. But yeah, and it's just really the facing of the demons, the revelation where his death allowed other people to grow, and then watching him go from a moment of, ooh, no, I failed, but then you watch him as he's drowning change his face to, this is what it's supposed to be. And he actually lays himself to rest.
Sheesh.
Like he actually
The cigarette.
Oh my god.
We're damaging Charlie as we speak.
Well, the thing is,
okay,
I think both moments are very impactful.
I'm sorry, that thing the layers of that was just ingrained into me. Like that let go of, I goofed, I failed, that flash of like, oh, I've effed up so badly, and then being able to be like, no, I have been effing up so badly. I've been here too long. I've been holding on way too much. I've been not taking it serious, because he was really horrible till he met Naruto. Like, he was just goofing off, being whatever, and of course he could do missions because they were light for him because he was so strong, which his ego developed from, which is why he underestimated the pains.
I feel like that
he had a familiarity. He was like, this seems familiar, but then
I feel like that journey is also still seen with Shikamaru and what's the chess game that they play?
Shogi.
Oh, the
yes.
Shogi.
That journey
his
with
father.
that, the connection with his father and his father telling him to cry
I agree.
and scream.
Okay.
That was
And
that
his
was
father,
good.
his
Sheesh.
father telling him to show his emotions kind of for the first time in the series, and leading it up to him lighting the cigarette for his dead master. Like that's forever. Like, oh, when I die, you better light a random cigarette for me randomly in another place just to know that I'm going to come back.
We gonna have to light a cigarette right now because
Damn.
the.
Also knowing
Okay.
that-
I just mean because the camera's dying.
Oh, okay.
I could ask you, like, listen to you guys debate forever. Flippin' heck.
That's
We're
an
trying to- it
amazing
doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna-
We're technically the same person.
gonna
That's an amazing phrase.
I'm gonna
Gotta
go with
love
Zim.
the New Zealanders.
All right, Zim. But I was flip flopping again.
I don't
It's
believe I
really,
lost.
Yeah, well, that's
No,
that's
just
what
'cause you
matters.
won.
Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
he won, I don't believe I lost.
And that was
Because we're
anime
dancing.
court.
We're
Yes,
there.
exactly.
I knew what
And I
his
understood
answer-
the
You
yeah.
actually
I
did
knew
very
what
well.
his answer was going to be.
Yeah, you did-
Just
you
me
did.
personally.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. It's subjective. Yeah.
And that was anime court, everyone.
Anime court.
I'm on top of the tower!